Hey, what is up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a deep dive into an AI crypto project called RNDR. RNDR has been absolutely blowing up in 2024 and we're going to be breaking everything down that you need to know about it. What it is, its competitors, the team behind it, its tokenomics, and of course, buying and selling opportunities. Alright, first things first, what exactly is RNDR? Well, RNDR is a decentralized GPU rendering network that allows creators, artists, and developers to render complex graphics and 3D content by using idle GPU power from people around the world. It's a game changer for industries like gaming, VFX, virtual reality, and even AI-driven simulations. RNDR is a part of the AI and creative economy revolution that's really booming right now. With companies like Nvidia driving AI infrastructure, RNDR is positioning itself as the go-to solution for GPU-based rendering. And the best part, it's cost-efficient, decentralized, and also scalable. So how does RNDR actually stack up against its competitors? Well, RNDR's key competitors are centralized rendering services like Amazon Web Services and also Google Cloud, which are great, but they're super expensive, especially for small creators and developers. With RNDR, you're able to tap into a decentralized network, meaning that prices are way lower and that there's no reliance on one big provider. Another competitor is Otai's Octane Render, which actually powers RNDR's tech. The advantage of RNDR is that it's decentralized, allowing people to monetize their idle GPU power and creators to access that power at a fraction of the cost. It's a win-win for both GPU owners and content creators, something that traditional rendering services just simply cannot offer. Now on top of that, the explosion of AI in 2024 is only amplifying the demand for GPU power. As AI tools require massive amounts of computational resources, RNDR stands out because it offers a more efficient and scalable way to handle all of this demand. Now let's talk a bit about the team behind RNDR. The project was founded by Jules Urbach, the CEO of Otai, a leading company in the 3D rendering space. Jules is a visionary in the world of computer graphics and cloud rendering, which gives RNDR a huge edge. This is important because when you're looking at any crypto project, the team's experience matters a lot. With Jules leading the charge, RNDR isn't just some sort of crypto project. It's backed by a proven company with decades of experience in the graphics industry. Now, some of RNDR's partnerships and use cases are huge. One of the reasons why RNDR has been gaining so much attention is, of course, its partnerships. RNDR is not just another blockchain project. It's actually being used by major companies and industries. The platform has partnered with companies like Nvidia, which, as you know, is a leader in the GPU space and has been blowing up in 2024, especially with AI and machine learning. These partnerships put RNDR in a prime position to benefit from the growing demand for GPU computing, especially with the explosion of AI. As more companies and projects require heavy rendering power, whether that's for the metaverse projects, VR, or AI, RNDR's decentralized network can step in and provide scalable solutions. Now let's break down the tokenomics of RNDR. So the total supply of RNDR is currently 532 million tokens. And right now the market cap is sitting at around $2.9 billion, just under $3 billion. The current price of RNDR is roughly $5.60 to $5.70, but with everything going on in the AI space and RNDR's partnerships, there's potential for major growth. Now what makes RNDR interesting is that it's not just a speculative asset, it has actual real use case. RNDR tokens are being used to pay for GPU rendering services on the network. So whether you're an artist creating a 3D model or a developer building a virtual world, you're using RNDR to power those tasks. On top of that, the demand for GPU rendering services and AI is absolutely through the roof. And that is why the utility of the RNDR token is constantly growing, driving up its value. Now let's talk about its market position and competitiveness. So why does it actually stand out in the market? Well, with a market cap of just under $3 billion, RNDR is still relatively undervalued compared to other projects in the AI and decentralized computing space. If you compare it to giants like Nvidia, which have been riding the AI hype with a market cap in the trillions, RNDR has a ton of room to grow. Now obviously it probably won't hit $1 trillion market cap, but it can still do a 10x and still be classified as undervalued. Now let's talk about the future. The demand for decentralized solutions in AI and the creative economy is only going to increase. Nvidia is driving the AI hype and more GPU power will be needed as projects scale up. Nvidia is simply not able to scale as fast as it needs to. RNDR's position as a decentralized GPU rendering network means it's ready to meet the demand in a cost-effective and scalable way. With AI, virtual reality, and metaverse becoming more prominent, Render is positioning itself in the infrastructure behind the scenes that powers all of these new technologies. This is why I believe Render is a solid long-term play in the world of decentralized computing. Now let's jump onto the charts and I'll show you exactly all of my buying targets and price targets. So in the Discord, which I'll leave linked down below, we were buying up Render at under $1 during these lows. Now currently it's up over 5x and we are up over 12x or 14x actually when we hit these all-time highs. Now since Render has obviously seen a big move down, however the whole crypto market has seen that move down, and altcoins will usually see a 2 to 3x move larger than Bitcoin. Now nevertheless, in the Discord I mentioned that this area right here is a great buying opportunity. We've since done nearly a 2x from these lows. However, there is still positions to be buying up Render at. Now one key area is going to be this area right here at the 0.236 level on the Fibonacci. So this previously was used as a support level, and now it looks like we're going to use it as some sort of resistance. So even if we're accumulating at the current market price here, it's still not a bad place. What we can look to do is break above this area and retest it and look to accumulate somewhere around here. Another possible scenario, retest this area as a resistance level as we did here and come back down to somewhere around here. Now all of this is dependent on Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance. I mean, if we look on the right here, you can see that Render is one of the few coins that is actually green today, but nevertheless we should still be looking to accumulate, I'd say, anywhere from this big box that I've drawn on here, and I'll make it green. So this entire area is honestly a good accumulation zone from $6.30 all the way to $3.50. Now whilst this is quite a large gap, the price targets for Render will match up with this accumulation. So anywhere in this area is where I'd be looking to accumulate Render at. Obviously all of these Fibonacci areas are key resistance areas. You can see price resists every single area quite well, respects it as a support and resistance very well. Now price targets for the short term, if you're looking to hold this, for a few months to under a year, you could be looking to sell Render at anywhere from $10 to $11 right here. This was a good distribution zone. Now if you're wanting to hold it slightly longer, this could be your first price target in the short term. This could be a second price target in the short term, the previous all-time high of around $14, and even then I still think it's undervalued. For the long-term price targets, what I'd be looking for is anywhere from $20 to $30 to $40. These are quite reasonable targets. Now my optimistic targets are going to be roughly $50 and $85. Now one thing I like to do with my longer term holds is I use one price target that I know will most likely hit. So in this case for Render, it will be roughly $20 to $30. Depends, as the higher Render goes, the more I will be analyzing it, seeing the buying power and the selling power behind it, and I'll make my decision up of whether to start at $20 or $30. Then my second price target is usually a bit more optimistic. If everything goes well in the market, then that will usually be around $50 for Render. And my third price target is my most optimistic price target, where there's major catalysts for Render, everything's going well, nothing can go wrong, then that will be roughly $80. So by having these three price targets, I'm giving myself the best opportunity to maximize profits and minimize risk. Now again, you can set up your own price targets, and if you want short-term price targets, then you can simply use this previous highs that we had here and the previous all-time highs that we had here. If you do need a place to be buying, trading and selling Render, then make sure to check out all the exchange links down below, as those exchanges offer the lowest fees, and you'll also get some rewards for signing up with the links down below. Now Render, as you can see here, has been exploding this past week from September the 18th to September the 22nd. It's been a bit up and down, especially with Nvidia. A lot of these coins like FET and Render do move alongside with Nvidia. So when Nvidia has a good day, usually Render and FET and other AI coins will also see a good green day. So whenever Nvidia is having an earnings day, it's always key to be watching out for that. Make sure to watch the Nvidia earnings, see if they are bullish or bearish, and that will usually give you a good example of what is to come for Render. So if you did enjoy the video, make sure to like and subscribe, as it will help out a lot. If you want to be getting all of these calls for altcoins, low caps and everything like that, then check out the Discord down below, because we're absolutely crushing it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye guys.